Hello there, this is DBT and these are the rooms. And alright, let's continue talking about Asphalt Legends Unite. And today, we're gonna have a look at the new Spotlight event that just started today. You know what it is, you've been waiting for it, and so have I. Of course, I'm talking about the Stars and Stripes Reignited. Oh yeah, the new Spotlight featuring the almighty Venom F5. And in this video, we're gonna have a look at it, check what are the rewards and your possibility to maybe unlock this car. But before I jump into it, if you enjoy my content, please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel, because when you do this, you tell YouTube that this is worth recommending to more people, and in that way, I can continue making this type of content for you. So, if you want some more alu right here, go ahead, like and subscribe. And if you would like to support me directly, please consider joining the Room membership for access to exclusive videos and some other perks. Check the information over there by the join button. But alright, so what is the deal with this event? Well, first things first, of course, it is a Spotlight event, and you know that means that there's, in theory, a good possibility to get a bunch of blueprints for cars and whatnot. We have had several Spotlight events before, like the Extravaganza, the Speed Festival, the Sonic Spotlight, but this time, the theme obviously is around America, because of course, 4th of July and all of that stuff, right? Alright, so what is the deal with it though? The first thing to notice is that while this is a similar layout to what we have seen before, it is not the same as the Sonic Spotlight event. In fact, it's much more similar to the Speed Festival, the second one that ever happened, because it's more on a TLE format, and then of course there is the shop. Now let's have a look at what are the cars featured in this event, and let me bring up this nifty little list over here. And there it is. I even sorted them out by the class. We have for Class D the Chevrolet Corvette C7R, also the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐬 004C. For Class C we have the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray, the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐢 S1. For Class B we have the Draco GTE, the 4GT Mark IV. For Class A we have the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐬 007S, the Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. And for Class S, where the most cars are, is gonna be the Chrysler ME412, the Bailey Blade GT1, the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐬 21C, and I know that's not how you pronounce it, that's how I pronounce it, it's fine. And finally, of course, the Venom F5. So these are the main cars featured in the event. But what kind of rewards can you get from it? Well, let's have a look at the TLE side of it. And before I go into all of this stuff, or rather, I should do it in the reverse order. I'm going to start from the Class D ones. Over here, you can see that you're going to be able to get some blueprints for the featured cars by simply completing the race with said cars, and obviously also getting a little bit of this, whatever this is going to be called, the currency, the what, coins. I'm going to call them coins because they kind of look like coins. So you need to collect, for example, 5 coins over here, do the race with the C7R, race this amount of meters, and you get some blueprints. Now, these conditions are not difficult at all. And in fact, even if you don't own this car, all of this is gonna be a free try, so you shouldn't have a problem to collect all of these blueprints. So we have that for the Corvette C7R, you can get a total of 15 blueprints. For the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐬 004, you can get another 15. For the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐢, you can get 35. For the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray, you can get 25. For the Draco, you can get 35. For the 4GT Mark IV, you can get 20. For the ZR1, you can get 35. For the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐬 007, you can get 20. For the Chrysler ME412, you can get 30. For the BXR Bailey Blade, another 30. You can get 30 also for the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐢 21C. And finally, for the main one, the Hennessy Venom F5, you can get a total of 40 blueprints. Now, you might be wondering, okay, that's cool that I can get all of those blueprints, but realistically speaking, how close does that get me to unlocking these cars if I don't own them? Which I think it makes sense. If you don't know them, you unlock them, right? Otherwise, you start them up. Okay, whatever. You know what I mean. So, all right, I think I can put this in a way that's a little bit more visually indicative of the progress you can make in unlocking these cars in this way. Boom! Text jump scare. All right, so over here it's again the list of all of the cars, but over here you can see how many blueprints you can get for the car and how many blueprints are required to unlock the car. Now, you will notice that some of these are marked as XX, and this is because these are cars that require a key in order to unlock the car. So it doesn't even make sense for me to write a number over there because it's not based on how many blueprints you get. You need to have the key. And we'll talk about the key situation in a bit. But for now, well, here it is, right? So the Class D cars are key cars, so you cannot get that. For the Corvette Stingray to get you considerably close, you need 10 more blueprints in order to unlock. You're missing 15 for the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐢, you're missing 20 for the Draco. You're gonna be missing 5 only for the 4GT, so that's gonna be relatively easy to unlock. We got the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐢𝐩 007, another key card, so it doesn't apply. For the Corvette ZR1, you're gonna be missing 15 blueprints. And for Class S is where it's a bit, not a bit, considerably much more difficult. Considerably much more? Okay, you know what I'm saying. For the Chrysler ME412, the Bailey Blade, and the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐬, all of this, you're gonna be 55 blueprints short to unlock the car. So these are not gonna be easy. And for the Venom F5, you're gonna need another 45 blueprints to unlock, which also doesn't make it easy, but it kind of does. We'll talk about that in a second. But I just wanted to give you a bit of an overview of how easy is it gonna be to unlock these cars just by these rewards alone. Now, none of these rewards on the TLE portion itself are gonna allow you to unlock the car, though the 4GT, again, 20 out of 25, it's really close. But yeah, so you're not gonna be able to unlock them over there. But like I said, some of these get you relatively close. And of course, this is gonna be, what's the word for that? You're gonna be able to get more blueprints to unlock the cars through the shop itself. But again, just wanted to show you this real quick. But how about for now, I claim my last 8 blueprints that I can get in this way for my Hennessy Venom F5. I've already done 4 out of 5, as you can see over here. But still, let's do it. All I need to do is collect 5 of these coins, or whatever they are, and raise some amount of meters with my free try of the Venom F5. So let me do just that. Now you can see how close, or rather far, I am from unlocking this car. It's fine. I'll explain a bit more about this. Of course, it's a 1 star. It's a free try at 1 star, but man, even this thing at 1 star is kind of crazy. And here we go. So the peculiar thing about this event, and again, very similar to the Speed Festival, is that the track that you're gonna be playing is gonna be random. There's a pool of tracks that you're gonna be playing, but all of these are gonna be indeed random. Now let me get those coins. By the way, notice real quick how those coins are actually inverted. Do you notice how the coin icon on the right side of the screen, the star is on the right side, like it's moving to the right, and the coins that you pick up on the track itself, it's actually on the left? Yeah, I think they forgot to flip those, or they're, I don't know, whatever. It's fine. Not that it matters. I just thought it was kind of funny that it's like that. But yeah, as I was saying, the tracks are randomized. And again, there's a pool of tracks, there's a bunch of them, but it's not gonna be too difficult. Fortunately, these items are pretty big, so you can see them relatively easily, even at a distance. For example, over there, yeah, there it is. Man, the drift, oh, Jesus Christ. The drift on this thing, even at 1 star, even at stock, because I don't have it upgraded at all, it's absolutely ridiculous. This car is so crazy. But, oh man, I missed it again. Now, here's something that I do want to talk about, and it's the size of these pickups. They look ginormous. They're not actually that big. It has happened to me, and if you play this event a bunch, I bet it has happened to you as well, that you think you're gonna pick it up. Well, over there I was too far, but let me see if I can do this. Like, I'm gonna pick it up. No, I didn't. I kind of looked like I was gonna pick it up, right, on the very edge of the coin, but no, I didn't. You need to be really very much centered on the coin in order to pick it up. The pickup, the detection box, or whatever you want to call it, the detection of the pickup is much smaller than the size of the coin in the map. So again, just keep in mind on that. You want to be centered towards the thing in order to do it. Now you can see that I wasn't doing anything particularly interesting or important. It was just really easy to get this, because it doesn't have a high requirement of the coins that you need to collect in order, for example, to get the, oh Jesus Christ, let me browse that, to get my blueprint. So there we go. With that, I have done it, and I can claim my last 8 blueprints that I get for, I would say for free, but you know what I mean, right? That I can claim over here on the TLE side of the event. So there it is. It leaves me at 56 out of 85, and that looks like, oh man, that's it. You are not gonna unlock the car, are you? Well, actually you can, but it has to do with the shop. First, over here, if you click on this thing or tap on it, is where you are gonna be able to see all of the tracks that you can play over here. Again, they're gonna have slightly different layouts when it comes to where the coins are collected, but once you have played it for a little bit, you will easily start getting familiar with where the coins are. I so far haven't seen a single case so far where I'm like, oh man, I'm not gonna be able to get enough coins. You just get them. So it shouldn't be much of a problem. But now let's talk about the shop itself, because over there is where the rest of the progress of this event can be found. I guess you could say that. Now, first things first, apparently it's different if you go over here in hot deals than if you go in shop. If you go in hot deals, it's gonna put you at the very far left side of this whole thing. So if you wanted to find the regular stuff that you can buy for the in-game currency, you have to scroll all the way through, and eventually you'll get there, right? But if you access the shop directly from this button up here, that takes you directly to what we're interested in looking at. So there you go. Now let's have a look at the stuff that it's offered over here, because there's some points to talk about in here. Now, the first thing is that we have still the 2 slots, similar to other Spotlight events. We have 2 slots over here where you can get some of these star tokens. Apparently that's what they're called, star tokens. Okay, I'll try to remember that. Where you can get some star tokens by, for example, over here you can get this for free. Always claim the free ones, because why not? As I've said before, don't spend your trade coins in this currency. I don't think it's worth it. This currency is relatively difficult to acquire for somebody that hasn't been playing for years and years and years. And even though I've been playing for years and years and years, on buying epics with this currency, you know, you don't have a ton. But anyway, so get the free ones. Don't necessarily get the ones for trade tokens unless you legit have no use for this. And then over here, you can get either an offer like this one, which is 4 credits, or you can also get it for tokens. Now, the credit ones, well, let me show it to you. I would say claim them, because again, it's just credits. It's not too many credits that you need to spend over here. So it's 25,000, 50, that's 75, 150, and about 300,000 credits in order to get a total of 800 of these coins, which is honestly not too bad. Again, that's a bunch of credits, but it's about the same. Well, it's actually less than what you can get on the daily, what is it called? Credit heist. So I would say this is absolutely worth it. So go for it every single time that you can. Now let's have a look at the actual, well, let's go over here first. The import parts, never worth it. Never, ever, ever, ever go for this. These are too expensive, and these are super, super, super common things that you can get everywhere else in the game. Never buy these things. Then we have the epic import parts. Now there's 2 slots for these, and they seem to be random. I don't know if there's some sort of condition where if you have a car at max, then the epics won't show. It used to be like that in some previous Spotlight event, but I don't know if it is in this case, because none of these cars I have maxed out, meaning at gold, so who knows. But yeah, 2 slots for the epics, so there we go. Then we got a total of 6 slots for the blueprints. Now, the important part to consider over here is that every single time you're gonna have one assigned for the Hennessy Venom F5. And apparently the rest are gonna be random amongst all of the cars that are featured in the event. Again, remember, it's a ton of cars, so there's a very good chance that you're gonna be in the finding cases where like, oh man, there's no blueprint for the car that I want. For example, let's say that I want it for the BXR Blade. Well, it's not here, so I cannot get it, at least not for this round. Now, speaking of what is offered over here, let's talk about the refreshes in here, because there's a bit of a controversy related to the refreshes. First things is that the refresh price when this event launched was, the very first refresh was 250 tokens. And apparently it went increasing like 250, then 500, 750, and I don't know what was the last one. It was really pricey. And originally Gameloft had said that these were gonna be cheaper. And people were like, no, what's up with that? Well, okay. They have changed it now, and it is cheaper by a little bit. Honestly, for 4 refreshes, I was expecting this was gonna be even cheaper. I was hoping for 100 for the first one, maybe 200 for the next one, 300 for the next, and so on, right? But no, the very first one is gonna cost you 200 tokens, which again, is not exceedingly expensive, but I was hoping for a little better. Hey, it's fine. Now, this is important because in terms of the Venom F5, I'll show you the calculations as to how close could you get to unlocking this car, because the refreshes are gonna play a big role, but not as bad as you may guess. Now, another thing that I want to talk about before that is the price of the blueprints. Holy smokes, this is kind of expensive. 2 blueprints for the Hennessy Venom F5, which obviously is the main one, the most expensive, the car that has the most interest. 1,000 of the star tokens. I had to check what it was called. 1,000 of the star tokens for 2 of these. If you get lucky and get a ×4, then obviously that's going to be twice as much. It's going to cost 2,000, so keep that in mind. It is a bit on the pricey side. And well, the rest of the blueprints, you can see, I don't have a table over here to show you the price of every single version of the blueprints that are going to show up over here, but you should get an idea of how much is it going to cost. So indeed, these things are a bit expensive, and again, if you're going to be focusing on the Hennessy Venom F5, yeah, you need to consider how you're going to be spending this currency, because this time around the currency is not super easy to get, though fortunately it is grindable. Now, why do I say that the currency is not easy to get? Well, first things first. I keep on saying that for every time that I say something, but anyway. Anytime that you're gonna claim these free blueprints, you're also probably gonna get a payout over here. Let me show you. Man, there's so many rewards over here that you have to scroll quite a bit. But okay, let's just go like this. Let's just show them. If you collect 6 with a Class D, use a 2-star card. All right, so these are just generic rewards. You can get 2,500 of these coins by just doing Class D raise with 2-star card, right? Over here, similar with Class B, you can get another 5,000. For Class C, you can get a bunch, so on and so forth, right? Where I was saying that this starts getting a little bit more difficult is when it comes to these packs. Well, these ones are, again, not super difficult. A Class D at 4 stars, a Class B at 5 stars, but you start seeing how it starts requiring more and more stars. For Class C, also 5 stars. For Class A, 6 stars. And for example, Class A 6 stars of the cards that are featured over here, the only one that has 6 stars is the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐬𝐻 007. So if you don't have that card already at 6 stars, you're not going to be able to claim this. Now, granted, one could say, well, you could also get the blueprints in this event itself to take it to the 6 stars. But honestly, I don't know that I would necessarily recommend that. And the best payout over here for the Class S 6 star, 25 packs, or rather 25 claims with 12 packs. This could be a lot of coins, yes, for sure. But which of these Class S cards do you have at 6 stars? Probably, unless you're a player that have been playing for a long time, probably you don't have any of these classes at 6 stars, like I don't. And it's unlikely that you're going to be able to do it in this event itself, so hey, keep that in mind. This in particular is going to be pretty much unreachable for the vast majority of players. This one, if you got lucky enough to get your 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐬𝐻 at 6 stars, well, you can claim this, which should be a decent payout. So as I was saying, all of these coins shouldn't be too difficult to get. So at first you're going to start making some decent progress and getting a bunch of coins, which is good. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing or anything. Once you get over here, for example, as well, I can get more coins and whatnot. The point is that at some point you're going to claim all of this stuff and you're going to be left without any chance to get a good amount of coins, except that you can grind this, and there it is, this one. This one doesn't have any limit as to how many times you can claim it, so that means you can grind this forever and ever while the event is going, and it doesn't have a difficult requirement of only collecting 5 coins. It doesn't matter even with which card you use it. Now, obviously, this is not a lot of coins that you're going to be able to get. These packs can contain 150 or 25 of these coins. So it's not going to be a ton of these coins that you can get per race, but still, it should be kind of doable, again, if you're aiming specifically for the Venom F5. So let's do a little bit of a calculation over here. So we have determined that the Venom F5, the very first thing about the Venom F5 is how many blueprints you can get, in the regular claims of the TLE. And that is going to be 40 blueprints over there for the TLE, right? No problem. Now, this event in total lasts 11 days. And like I just mentioned, you always are going to have, their store is going to refresh by itself once a day. So that means that you're going to get 11 claims, so long obviously as you have the currency, 11 claims of the blueprints for the Venom F5. The minimum is always going to be 2 blueprints. So that means that 11 days times 2 blueprints, that means you can get another 22 blueprints for the car. Now, again, you need 85 in order to unlock this car. So obviously this is still gonna leave you like 20-something blueprints short. And by the way, I'm not counting that you're gonna find any ×4 in the shop for the car. It's just gonna get ×2. Let's assume that you have the worst luck and it's only ×2. So yeah, that leaves you short, except that, as I said earlier, it's actually not that difficult. I mean, so long as you save a tiny bit of tokens, you could always do 1 refresh a day. That's why I put the R for the refresh. That's another 22 blueprints that you can get. So we're talking about the normal 11 ×2 blueprints that you can get of the regular refreshers, the ones that the shop does by itself, plus another 11 refreshers that you do once a day. You do a refresh, and that is gonna give us a grand total of 84 blueprints for the Venom F5. 84 out of 85. You're literally gonna be missing 1 single blueprint in order to do it. Now, in case you're curious, how much is this gonna cost me to do the 11 refreshes? Well, each one of the refreshes per day is gonna cost you 200 tokens. So 11 times 200, that's gonna be, actually no, I did it wrong. It should be 2,400 tokens. So about, well, not about 2,400 tokens. Is it a bunch? Yes, but it's not too much. It's not too much, and that'll get you super close to unlock the car. Now, I want to believe that in any of these refreshes, whether it's the free ones or the ones for tokens, you're gonna get ×4 for the Venom F5 at least once, and with that would be more than enough for you to unlock this car. So in the grand scheme, I would say this is not too bad. It's not too difficult to unlock the Venom F5 in this event, so long as you have a bit of tokens, which I've always said, I've said it a million times. Don't go broke every time, people. Don't spend all of your credits. Don't spend all of your tokens. Always have some around. You don't need to have, like I do over there, 50,000. Have some 10,000 tokens laying around just in case you need them for something. So this is a great opportunity, or it's a great case where, hey, I need 2,500 tokens in a matter of 11 days. So, hey, you see? That is why I always say, save some of the currencies because, man, you don't know when you're gonna need them. Now, in case you are worried about, well, okay, let's say that I have the tokens, but will I have enough currency? Because again, oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Okay, there we go. It jumps it straight here. Let's say that you do have the tokens to do the 11 refreshes overall, right? Okay, but what about this thing? Because these are very, very pricey and I don't have the cars at high stars and whatnot. Even in the worst case scenario, let's consider what I just said about the currency that can be grinded over here in the TLE, where you can get 2 packs per race, right? Now, I'm gonna hope for not the absolute best, for hoping that the average that you're gonna be able to get through these 2 packs, because again, you can get 2 packs over here, is gonna be 75 coins, that you can get 75 coins per race that you do over here. Let's consider also that each race is gonna cost you, whichever car, right? It's gonna cost you 1 ticket. So that means that with your 10 tickets, you're gonna be able to do this race 10 times, and if you get 75 coins, in one spend of your 10 tickets, you're gonna get 750 coins. So that means that, you know, you need to do this, I don't know, 15 tickets in total, and you're probably gonna get around getting 1,000 of the star tokens in order to get your 2 blueprints over here. I don't think that's unreasonable grind. Now, you may notice that I'm extremely focused on the Venom F5. Why am I not talking about, well, but what is your chance to get all of these other blueprints? All right, here's where we need to be a little bit real about your expectations for this event. And I'm gonna leave this as my last thoughts on the event and my advice, I suppose. First thing, I think the main thing that you should focus on this event is definitely the Venom F5. I know that it looks like oh man, but it needs so many blueprints. As I just showed you, so long as you have 2,400 tokens, you can actually be pretty close to unlocking the car. Pretty close. I think that's definitely worth going for. So I would say that is the main thing. Would it be cool to get your 4GT Mark IV? For sure, that would be cool. Or getting your 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐬, or getting you whatever, sure, that would be cool. But I think overall, some of these cars are common, like the ZR1, like the, well, we'll see when the 4GT shows up again. But again, considering all of the cars over here, some of these cars are common, like the Corvette Stingray. Some cars are rare, like the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐬. But there is one that is exceedingly rare, and that is the Venom F5. This is a fantastic opportunity to get one insanely powerful car. Now, granted, you might only get it to 1 star, but it's still a very good car. You can definitely do some heavy damage in MP2 with this car. And hey, just unlocking it and having it in your garage and maybe eventually starting it up, that is a good place to start. So I would say this is the main thing that you need to focus. Now, let's say that for some reason you are an absolute huge fan of the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐬 21C and you want to unlock it instead of the NSC Venom F5. Well, like I just showed you, you can get less blueprints for this in the event itself, in the TLE part. And then on top of that, these blueprints are gonna be random. Sometimes this is not gonna show. So unlike the Venom, you're not gonna be getting every single time blueprints for the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐬. And then on top of that, you need so many blueprints to unlock these cars that it's gonna take you forever to do. And you might end up just getting, I don't know, 50, 60 blueprints out of 85. And honestly, I don't think it's worth to go for any of these cars if you have them at 0 blueprints, especially the Class S. Absolutely not. And another thing that you should not focus at all on is the key cars. Because one thing that I haven't mentioned is that you cannot get a key in this event. So, again, I'm going to put this information on the screen. The cars, the Corvette, what is it? The Corvette C7R, the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐬 004, and the 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐬 007, these cars require keys. Don't go for them if you don't own the key. Now, granted, you could start them up a little bit and all of that, and hoping that someday the key is going to be available if you have the car maxed out. You know that happens from time to time. But honestly, in this event, I consider it's a waste of your time and currency to be worrying about those cars. Because again, you're not going to be able to unlock them over here. So overall, I'm just gonna say it straight up. Focus on the Venom F5. It is doable if you have a bit of tokens, which for the love of God, I hope that you do. again. And if you don't, I hope this serves as the final example of why you need to save some of your currency and don't go broke every single time, people. You need to save a little bit, need to control yourself. Don't spend everything all at once. Be smart about it. Just save some stuff. And this time around, I would say, just forget about the epic import parts. Again, I'm talking for the average player. Of course, if you're a player that already have all of these cars, but you're missing epics, of course you're gonna wanna go for the epics. But this time around, the epics are so expensive. Look at that, 6,000 for this epic. Jesus, that's crazy. The prices are considerably high over here, so yeah, keep all of that in mind. I hope this video helps you a little bit to consider what it is more important to focus on this event. I'll repeat it once again and for the last time. Venom F5. Focus on that thing. Use your credits. Do a refresh a day. Maybe you might need to do a couple of refreshes. You know, I meant do one token refresh a day. Maybe a couple of times you will need to do a second one. But it's worth to spend your tokens in unlocking this car. It is very rare. It is very powerful. Just go for it. If you found this video useful, informative, or anything like that, again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, recommend this video to other people, send it to other people if you think there's gonna be helpful for them. But that's where I'm leaving it for today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to grind it and go for the American Hennessy Venom F5. Bye-bye!